Hey everybody, welcome back to the Leader Roots podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Smallwood. And on the show, we explore the heart of leadership and just being a good human resource for others. So for the next 3 to 5 minutes, we'll share some thoughts on leadership. But first, I want to thank you for tuning in to the podcast. I'm grateful, guys, because without you, the show wouldn't be possible. But I also want to encourage all the listeners out there, current leaders and those looking to lead others, be intentional about how you care about others. Emerson said, "It is one of the most beautiful compensations in life that no man can sincerely try to help another without helping himself." So let's get to some thoughts for today. So not everyone who holds the title of leadership know how to lead. Nothing new, right? Right. But most of these are good people and they mean well. They want what's best for the organization. They just haven't developed the skills to lead. Well, on today's show, I want to share some thoughts on becoming a better leader. You know, buried inside of every human being is the capacity to lead, but we must become a leader. I believe we're all created in the image of God, and from His image, every human has the innate capacity to lead, to have vision, and to create. But to be effective with the gifts that you were born with, you've got to put in the time to develop them. And that includes being an effective leader. You know, somewhere I read that you don't go to become a leader, you grow to become a leader. And everyone knows that growing anything takes time, especially personal growth. I spent enough time in the HR world to know that all classroom training available for leadership will not guarantee someone's going to be a successful leader. And you know, many of you have witnessed it. I've learned some coaching techniques, check. Difficult conversations, check. Investigations, check. Proper documentation, check. And you know, all this training is needed, especially if you're a frontline leader. But then when you see some of the interactions from some of these leaders coming back weeks after being in training, you wonder what happened? Didn't they just come back from training? You know, classroom training is great. But I ask many leaders I supported in the past, what are you doing to become a better leader when you're away from work? What are you reading? What are you listening to? And other than your immediate family, who's making deposits in your life? And then I had more questions. It's what you're spending hours watching, numbing your brain, or is it increasing your knowledge? Are the conversations you're having building people up? Are they tearing them down? And guys, I know I'm asking a lot of questions, but if becoming a better leader requires attention and time, then shouldn't I be spending more time in the areas where I want to grow? You know, there's only 24 hours in a day, and we can't create more time, but we can add more value to the time that we have. I'm a believer that leadership is its own profession, and just like being an engineer, an analyst, a mechanic, a chemist, once you step into a leadership role, you're entering into a new profession. And I think, how cool would it be to see new leaders get just as excited about learning how to lead others as they did that brought them the success where they got promoted from? And just one more thought on the passionate leader. You know, passionate, effective leaders don't need a title to lead because leadership isn't about authority or position. It's about influence. And when a leader is genuinely passionate, that energy becomes contagious and inspires others to want to follow. And what's really cool is that people don't follow out obligation. They follow because they choose to. People naturally want to be part of something bigger than themselves, something meaningful. I know I do, don't you? And it's not just passion for the organization or the product, but a desire to grow and become better for the sake of the people they lead. You know, in the end, good leaders don't have to seek out followers. The opposite is actually true. Followers naturally gravitate toward leaders who consistently show enthusiasm, purpose, and a commitment for the passion for their people. No title necessary. So once you get promoted to that leadership role, if you're not already there, now would be a good time to get passionate about the product and the team of the people that you were hired to lead. So I'll tell you, I'll stop right there, but don't forget to click and subscribe. This was short and sweet, but if you know someone who can benefit from today's show, please share it with them. And to follow me in future topics of other leaders, log on to leadershiponemedia.com, and we'll see you in the next episode.